This is Izzy. And Izzy, about 4.5 years ago, went into heart failure, and her doctors got her out of it. She went on medication, and she was doing really well. Some teeny tiny little thing happened, which now I know was not a big deal, but she peed a little bit on the ground, which she's never done. But also she's on diuretics for her heart. So I took her to her vet, and they did, they're like, well, let's do a whole lab work. Let's do lab work. Let's just do everything. But, you know, at the time you're panicky and you want your dog to be safe and healthy. So you just blindly listen. So they did the labs, and it came back that she was dying of kidney failure, which didn't make any sense because she was eating, she was running around. Like, the only thing she did was have a tiny accident in the house. And so it came back. So her vet called her cardiologist, and her cardiologist got her in a couple days later. And she took one look at Izzy and said, she's not in kidney failure. So we're not going to do all these tests again. And, you know, she's not. But they did do one blood test to see, you know, I mean, they were going to do like echo and all these other things. So they did the blood work, and it came back, she's not in kidney failure. And the cardiologist is like, this is spurious. There's something not right with this. So I contacted the regular vet, and I'm trying to make this not boring, but there's a lot to it. So the vet called the lab, and the lab said, no, there's nothing wrong. We'll retest her again. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to put her through another doctor appointment. She's got heart issues, and I don't trust you anymore. So my vet said, why don't you call IDEXX? So I called IDEXX, and this, she's a supervisor. Her name is Erin, and she answered, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know, let me check into this, and I'll call you back in a couple days. Well, the week went by, she didn't call back. So I called her back, and they completely shut me down. I think the lawyers took over or something, but like, Erin's not going to talk to you. She's never going to talk to you. We're not going to talk to you. Have your vet call us. I'm like, my vet called you. You won't answer her either. Like, what happened? I just want to know, what did you mix the results up? Is it someone else's? You know, like, just, it would have been a 5-minute conversation and done. Instead, it's dragged out for 4 or 5 months because they wouldn't answer me.
Wow. Stacy, tell me, please. So every time you had to pay for another test, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, and she's so nervous. The cardiologist is like 40 minutes away, and she shakes the whole time, and, you know, it's expensive and it's not good for her. So the more they ignored my question, the more frustrated I got. And the other thing is, IDEXX is everywhere. They're a monopoly. They are in, like, every vet you go to. IDEXX is used by the vets. And if you tell them, if you go there and like do another lab because they won't use IDEXX, the nurses, sometimes they get insulted, which is weird. The doctors don't. The doctors go, okay, we understand. But some of the nurses have had a real attitude when they say, I don't like IDEXX. So the cardiologist actually hired a different lab, which is Pet Labs, which I trust. So I wish all the other vets could have another option, because IDEXX, I think one of the big problems is they say to the vet, you give us this amount of lab work a week or a month, whatever, and we give you discounts. So I think the vets are like, okay, let's do this lab work so we can get the discounts. And the pet owners don't know the question. You know, they think, okay, let's do all the labs, let's do everything, because, you know, they don't know better than the doctors. But, you know, there's a lot of unnecessary lab work, especially if IDEXX is going to screw up. So you're paying for false results anyways.
Tell me, please, did you contact their customer service center, or they have no customer service?
I think they do, but only for the vets. They will not talk to the pet owners. They won't. This one, Erin, he said she would talk to me. She was so nice, but they just don't. And they're like, we're not talking to you. And I'm like, but you're not answering my doctor either. So nobody's giving me questions. Just tell me what happened. And so I kept on it. And so this all started November 9th, 2020. I didn't get an answer from anybody until February, I think it was February 8th. where Leslie, her name was Leslie. Oh, customer service. Leslie reached out to me months later because, I kept emailing them like, can you just answer me? Can you just answer me? I'm like, this is ridiculous. So she was very nice, but she basically shut me down as well. And she said, we stand by our labs. I'm like, but your labs are wrong. I'm like, my dog is alive. You said she was dying. She is alive. So what went wrong? So we went back and forth and she was very nice. And then she went away again. So I didn't hear from her. So I have this letter that I wrote. I sent it to the Better Business Bureau. Like, I just wanted someone to answer me about something. So I wrote this just for them to have on file at the Better Business Bureau and a couple other places. So when they stopped responding to me, you're not even going to believe how I finally, after 4 months, got IDEXX to respond to me, not necessarily answer my question, but like they just thought if they ignore me, I'll go away. So this is the funniest but craziest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I sent this letter to the spouses of the people on the board of IDEXX. And the next day they contacted me.
Wow, very, very smart decision.
Nothing else is working.
Brilliant.
So Leslie, she's like, all right, what do you want? In a nice way. She's like, just how can we resolve this? What do you want? We'll retest her again. I'm like, no, I'm done with you. I don't care if I don't pay for it. Just something's wrong. I want an answer. Just tell me why. Like, in one word, why? Was it human error? Was whatever? Just tell me why. And also, I'm not even asking for my money back. I want you to take the money that I spent on both of the vets, the vet and the cardiologist. And because my dog was so nervous, I'm like, I want you to take the money, which was, I think, $425 that I paid, and I want you to donate to the Great Lakes Boxer Rescue that rescues boxers. So they gave me half of what I wanted.
Wow.
They donated
very
money.
persistent.
Well, when something upsets me, and especially when it comes to animals, don't take advantage of vulnerable people who just want the best for their animals and then screw up and then, don't answer. So this just shows they're about making money. They're all over the globe. They want to just get the monopoly, like their monopoly. They just want everything. So I've looked at them recently, and now there's a class action lawsuit against them. And then there's also, people who used to work there who are saying, basically the same things. The lab people are overworked and undertrained. And so there's reasons. So it just seems like they're in this to make money. And I think vets should really look into hiring smaller labs, local labs, and, labs that watch out for the animals, and who want to take care of the animals instead of this mess.
Yes, completely agree with you. Tell me, please, was it your first experience with IDEXX?
The first experience?
Mm-hmm. Or you used them before, or just
as far as I know, everything else was normal because they're labs that most of the veterinarians you go to, they use IDEXX. So it was quiet until this happened. And then, the cardiologist put a stop to it and like, no, this is wrong. This is, obviously she's not in kidney failure, right? So, and they, to this day, stand by their lab work and that my dog was indeed in kidney failure. So.
Okay, I got it. And tell me, please, why did you decide to go public and share this story?
So, because it's frustrating, and I have a few dogs. I have hedgehogs. I rescue hedgehogs. I rescue dogs. Every time I take them to a vet, there's that IDEXX lab thing right outside with big IDEXX, letters that they're all giving the labs to this company that I don't think they're a great company. I think there's a lot of issues, and so the reason it's brought up now. So this happened a couple years ago. So 2 months ago tomorrow, Izzy died, and she died of a tumor in her lung, but she was good until like a day before. So she was 16. She had a great life, but those feelings came up again with IDEXX because they said she was dying 2 years ago. Thank God she didn't. So I just wanted to research IDEXX again, just because I think I might have even updated them like, hey, Izzy did die, but not of kidney failure. So then I saw, a lawsuit against them, and then other people commenting about them. And so I'm like, yeah, see, this is real. This should not be going on. There should be other labs taking care of our, animals that we love so much, and not this company who is a little off.